Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. It's not tomorrow night yet, but you know what? This is a great book. Let's go ahead and continue. My second long form video. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing now. I'm gonna teach you guys how to read. I'm gonna read some good books in my long form videos, and I guess in my short form videos, I'll just give you new and exciting intelligent animals. However, here we go. You remember what happened last time? Charlie was going AWOL. Dude, why was Charlie going AWOL? That's kind of intense, man. He just woke her up out of the night and, she and her child and Charlie are now going AWOL? What's going on here? Alright, let's go. She went into the small room which served as Baby Lavon's nursery and stood for a moment indecisive, looking at the sleeping infant in her pink blanket suit. She held to the infant, hope that this might be no more than an extraordinary, vivid dream. It would pass. Dear God, I would, if I was in her shoes, I would hope it passed too. It would pass. She would wake up at 7 in the morning just like usual, feed Baby Lavon and herself while she watched the first hour of the Today Show back then with what's his fucking name on it, and be cooking Charlie's eggs when he came off shift at 8 a.m. He's working that night shift. His nightly tour in the reservation's North Tower over for another night. And in 2 weeks, he would be back on days, not so cranky. And if he was sleeping with her at that night, she wouldn't have crazy dreams like this one. And, hurry up! He hissed at her, breaking her faint hope. We just got time to throw a few things together. But for Charlie's sake, woman, if you love her, he pointed at the crib, you get her dress. He coughed nervously in the hand, began to yank things out of the bureau drawers and piled them helter-skelter into a couple of old suitcases. She woke up Baby Lavon, soothing the little one as best she could. The 3-year-old was cranky, bewildered, had been awake in the middle of the night, and she began to cry as Sally got her underpants and blouse and romper. The sound of the child's cry made her more afraid than ever. Make me afraid too. She associated with the other times Baby Lavon usually goes. Usually the most angelic of babies had cried in the night. Diaper rash, teething, colic. You parents know. Fear slowly changed to anger as she saw Charlie almost run past his door with a double handful of her underwear. Bra straps trailed behind him like streamers from New York's Eve's noisemakers. He flung into the suitcase, slammed shut, and the hem of her best slips hung out, and she just bet it was torn. I have no clue what that means. I don't know what a slip is. The hem of her best slip hung out, and she bet it was torn. I guess I repeated that. What is it? She cried, and the distraught tone of her voice caused Baby Lavon burst out in fresh tears, as she was just winding down to sniffles. Have you gone crazy? They'll send soldiers after us, Charlie. Soldiers! Not tonight, they fucking won't, he said, and there was something so sure in his voice that it was horrible. Point is, sugar babe, if we don't get our asses in gear, we ain't ever gonna make it off the base. I don't even guess. Why not? Everything else sure as God malfunctioned. And he uttered a Loon like laugh that frightened her more than anything had done. Sounds like literally every wife of every veteran. Anyhow, baby dressed. Good. Put some of the clothes in and out of the suitcase. Use that blue soap bag in the closet for the rest. Then we're going to get the hell out. I think we're alright. Wind's blowing to east-west. Yeah, the wind's blowing to east-west. Thank God for that. He coughed into his hand again. Baby Lavon demanded, holding her arms up. Daddy, horse red, Daddy, horse red, sure. Not now! Charlie said and disappeared into the kitchen. A moment later, Sally heard a router of crockery. He was getting her pin money out of the blue soup dish at the top shelf. We all got that money. We had it. Yeah. Some $30 or $40 you put away. Dollars, sometimes 15 cents at a time. No, you know, you're that person, so am I. Her house money. Yeah, you're that person, so am I. It was real then. Whatever it was really real. Yeah, that's what's in there. And if you know, you know. That's a fucking house money. Baby Lavon denied a horse ride by Daddy, who rarely, if ever, denied anything, began to weep again. Sally struggled to get into her light jacket and then threw most of her clothes into the tote, cramming them in helter-skelter. The idea of putting anything else into the other suitcase was ridiculous. First, she had to kneel onto it, snap the latches closed. She found herself thinking, God, baby Lavon was trained. There was no need to bother with diapers. Charlie came back in the bedroom, and now he was running. He was still stuffing the crumpled ones and far from soup dish into the front pocket of his son's. Sally scooped baby Lavon up. She was fully awake now. Could walk perfectly well, but Sally wanted her in her arms. She bent, snagged tote bag. Where are we going, Daddy? Baby Lavon asked. I was asleep. Baby? Can't be asked me in the car. Charlie said, grabbing two suitcases. The hammer slipped flat. His eyes still had that white starry outlook. An idea of growing certainty began to drone in Sally's mind. Where is there an accident? She whispered. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joe, as there wasn't there. An accident. Not there. I was playing solitaire, said. I looked up, saw a clock had gone from green to red. I turned on monitor, Sally, they're all. Tied up. He paused. He looked at baby Lavon's eyes. Just look in your baby's eyes. Wide and all still rim tears. Curious. They're all dead down there, he said. All but one or two. They're all probably gone now. What's deep, Daddy? Never mind, honey. Sal said. Her voice seemed to come from her own down a clear, very long canyon. Charlie swallowed. Something clicked in his throat. Everything's supposed to be maglock if the clock goes red. They got Chubb computer that runs the whole place and is supposed to be fail-safe. I saw what was on the monitor and I jumped out the fucking door. I thought the goddamn thing would cut me in half. They should have shut down the second clock went red. And I don't know how long it was red before I looked up and noticed it. But I was almost parking lot before I heard the thumper shut behind me. Still, if I look up seconds later, I'd be in that tower control room right now. Like a bug in a bottle. What is it? What? I don't know. I don't want to know. All I know is that it killed them quick. If they want me, they'll have to catch me. I was getting hazard pay. They ain't paying me enough. I hang around here. Wind's blowing west. We're driving east. Come on now. Still feeling half asleep, caught in some awful grinding dream. She followed him out his driveway, where their 15-year-old Chevy stood quietly rusting in the fragrant desert darkness of the California night. Charlie dumped the suitcase in the trunk and the tote bag in the back seat. Sally stood for a moment by the passenger door with the baby in her arms, looking at the bungalow where they had spent the last 4 years. When they had moved in, she reflected. Baby Levon was still growing inside her body. All her horsey rides ahead of her. Come on, get in, woman! She did. He backed out. The Chevy headlights momentarily splashing across the house. The reflection of the windows looked like the eyes of some hunted beast. He was hunched tensely over the steering wheel, his face drawn in the dim glow of the dashboard instruments. If the base gates are closed, I'm gonna try to crash through. And he meant it. She could tell. Suddenly her knees felt weary, but there was no need for such desperate measures. The base gates were standing open. One guard was nodding over a magazine. She couldn't see the other, perhaps he was in the head. There was the outer part of the base, conventional army vehicle depot. What went on at the hub of the base was no concern to the fellows. I looked up and saw the clock had gone red. She shivered and put her hand on his leg. Baby Levon was asleep again. Charlie patted her hand briefly and said, "It's gonna be alright, hon." By dawn, they were running east across Nevada. And Charlie was coughing. Steadily. We'll continue tomorrow. See what Charlie has done for his family.